The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the guests. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily state or reflect those of the host. I'm a stupid robot.
Give it up for the funny, the hilarious. King of the open micers and the one-liners, Alonzo Cantu.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
West posted several
East.
Hey, it's Alonzo Cantu. We're at Planet BFI. Thank you guys so much for showing up. It is a Saturday, as it always is, in the year of our Lord, April 12th, 2025. Yes, we are here at Bad First Impressions. Go check out badfirstimpressions.com for all the old episodes. You can check out our clip channel, our Patreon. You can check out my Facebook and Instagram and stay up to date on all the goings on and whatever the fuck I happen to show you guys at that time. Oh, and guess what? My fucking my little remote that controls everything is deciding to fuck up on me. All right, let's see. Go to shot one.
We're actually gonna start.
We're going to camera one.
Start right now.
There we go.
Oh, I can't hear myself.
I can hear myself.
You can hear yourself?
I can't.
You can't?
What?
Or maybe I can.
I can.
I can. Okay, I can hear myself.
You can hear yourself?
Yeah, I
All
can hear
right.
All right, here we go.
All right, I got him right there. Let me see. Let me kind of go to camera 1. So I got fucking Sam Haynie and Bob Dell in the studio right now.
Hello,
The
everybody.
camera's right on you guys. It's beautiful. There we go.
Awesome.
Now we're full
Yeah.
screen, everybody.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. This is super loud for me, but you can hear yourself finally?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
You good?
We're actually doing a Kanye West album release watch along. Aren't we doing that for Bully?
Album release party.
Well, see,
Album release party.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't like all this. I don't like all this sarcasm around the word Kanye West right now because everybody's trying to treat it like, oh man, let's just make fun of this mentally ill guy. Which
I agree.
Yeah, I'm always down with that. Trust me. It's like
Yeah.
if there's a retard to kick while he's down, Alonzo's there with the biggest pair of boots you can find. All right.
So you're
Yeah,
saying we should be more earnest with our hate.
Exactly.
We
but-
should be less like coquettish and beating around the bush
I
about
think we should
it.
be more sympathetic here over Kanye.
Well, no, not even that. Because I
No.
just think that Kanye's fucking playing a trick on all you guys right now, and only me and Kanye understand what's really going on, and maybe Elon Musk sometimes. But
You three and Andy Kaufman. You're the only guys
yeah.
that
the
get it.
only ones that understand
prank.
what's actually
Andy,
going on.
big
Well, no,
ups.
see, I think what Kanye is doing is it's a big. His whole problem is like, oh, why can all of these executives, quote unquote, why can all of these high-powered executives in places of power profit off of the degradation and the exploitation of black men? All these records about killing each other, and then literally giving $1 million deals to actual drill rapper gangsters so they can funnel that money back into the community, buy guns, and kill other gang members, other black men, and all that. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Which is like there's a modern day fucking genocide going on in fucking Chicago.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kind of just being like ignored. And you gotta keep in mind, Kanye West is from Chicago, where they made Chief Keef, a huge person because Interscope signed him and made him a big guy, and then that made the Little Dirks and all the people that were Chief Keefs and Little Dirks. Imagine the thousands of kids that tried to emulate them that didn't make it. You know what I mean? And just got arrested or killed and shit. So what
Yes.
he's doing is he's like, all right, well, what's your ethnicity?
Align with Nazis.
No, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. He's saying, what's your ethnicity? Oh, a lot of these guys are Jewish. Okay, what's something that really bothers you? What's something that really upsets you? Oh, this Holocaust thing, this swastika Nazi thing. Okay, well, let me bling that out like you bling out our tragedy. You know what I mean? Let me make this
Yeah.
aesthetically
Do you think-
pleasing.
So you think the people in Chirac are like, you know what pisses me off more than black on black crime? The numbers. It wasn't 6 million.
It wasn't 6
They're on the fucking street, and the other gang is on the other side, and they're just battling about, the gas chambers and
No,
whether or
they're-
not
The
we built
Nazi.
them in the 1980s in Auschwitz to convince
Yes.
Westerners that Jews were killed.
Funny
Dude,
thing that you mentioned that actually.
oh no! Oh god!
Yeah, no, it's actually really interesting. Are you familiar at all with the Black Disciples?
No.
I'm familiar with the Black Israelites.
Yeah, the Black
Black
Israelites.
Is it like that?
Disciples logo. Let me
Oh, is this
see.
something else?
Because I know
So
like
the Black Disciples are they're a gang. They're like a really big gang, the Black Disciples. And do you know what their logo is? Let's take a look at this. Let me show it to the audience real quick.
Whoa! It is. It's very Black Israelite-y.
It is.
Yeah,
Well,
And it's like-
the 360.
But it's also Aquaman, which is sick.
the
Aquaman. Wait, how's it? Oh, the Trident.
The Trident, yeah. That says GD.
By the way, I also love the file type, which means you can pull this and put this anywhere.
Anywhere you want to. It's free.
There's no
It's free,
background,
dog.
dude. You can pull that and put that on your titty girl on your computer if you wanted.
Put it on any picture.
So
honest.
I think all Kanye is doing is he's making a deeper statement about the degradation of the black community and how it's allowed to be profited off of. But anytime that he makes these like hurtful statements or does these hurtful things towards another class of people, oh, it's not algorithmically friendly anymore. Oh no,
That is true.
Yeah.
It is interesting that he chose one of the least profitable wings of like white people, and he's like, I'm gonna infiltrate it and I'm gonna make everyone hate me, to make a message. I don't know, man.
He's got that kind of power. That's what I'm saying.
He
No
wants
one
to
man.
make shoes cool again with those ones that he made, and he wants to make white supremacy black again.
No, I
He
think
wants to
no,
bring out the
I don't think
swastika.
I don't think he has any kind of because if you look at his whole tweet thing, most of it really isn't about the Jews. Most of it's about him being pissed off at people that he's like helped
Yeah.
out and stuff, and he just throws the Jews in there just to fucking spice it up. He's like, oh, this is gonna get some play, you know.
Yeah.
But, it's a narcissism thing, definitely. But like I said, I think it's more of like I mean, obviously he's got mental issues.
Yeah, his
you know?
brain
He
broke.
still talks about Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I mean that's his
mean,
fucking mother of
the
his
one that
kids
got
and
away.
shit and all that. But yeah, no, it's like I think Kanye's obviously got like multiple personality disorder to a sense, and also apparently right now he's like super addicted to nitrous. And I've been addicted to nitrous before. That is a funky ass fucking addiction to ride because it really like just opens your mind to the point that your brain's gonna fall out. You know what I mean? Where it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're talking to the nitrous gods and they're telling you the truth about mermaids and shit. You know? It's like, so that's why I a little bit also like can relate to that.
I do like the image of you going to see Mother Gaia, and right before she talks to you, she's like, "All right, man, so here's the deal."
I'm here to
Dude, I hope that heaven is a nitrous cloud. Like, I hope that we all have to be fucked up on poppers and nitrous, but that is what heaven is.
Dude, you should have met me like 5
big
years
nitrous
ago. Had a great podcast. So when it comes to the whole Kanye thing, I do believe that a lot of it is just like it's almost like Trump's style of marketing during the first 2016 election where he just wanted to stay in the cycle and shit. So it's like his biggest fear is being irrelevant. He doesn't care if you call him a racist, if you call him a Nazi, if you call him anything. The only thing he cares about is if you call him irrelevant, you know? Or,
Yeah, if you don't call me, that's the problem. You can call me
Yeah.
whatever, but
So,
just don't call me.
I mean, he didn't, when he started, he didn't really fit in with a lot of the Rockefeller people.
Oh yeah,
like
no, because
Jay-Z.
he's a total autistic person.
well, but
He's
he was
like-
very tweed. He was very like yuppie for them.
Oh, yeah, he looked very like
Watch the documentary.
nice, like
Yeah.
preppy.
Yeah.
What's the documentary? It's called. It's on Netflix. It was made by this guy that was filming him since the Jesus Walk shit, and he films Kanye West
Yeah.
in Rockefeller Studio, and Kanye West has a CD, and he's going to all the these executives' offices and stuff while they're on the phone trying to do business, and he just like walks in there and like turns off their music and puts his CD in and starts playing it and all that, and then he starts like rapping along to the CD to
Yeah.
them while they're trying to fucking do business on the phone, and they're all just humoring him because he's Kanye West. Like he's not Kanye West at that time, but he's like one of the producers who's like
Yeah.
he's made some hits. You know what I mean? He has a little bit of a catalog. I think
Yeah.
this is after Blueprint, which would mean that he's like kind of established. But yeah, he does that to like 3 different people and all that, and he does it in such an autistic,
Yeah.
spazzy way that I'm just like, dude, this guy's always been autistic. There's a scene where he just like goes to a newsstand and buys like a magazine of like black chicks' asses. And he's like, man, I have like a porno addiction and shit like that. It's like one of the things I really grapple with and stuff like that. And it's like, you can't tell if he's a gay guy trying to be straight or if he's just a super honest guy that does like grapple with his pornography like addiction because he's so like,
I think I'm autistic.
I think I'm not autistic.
Dude, I think
I think I'm super not autistic.
I think that
I revert myself to being autistic.
I think that obnoxious level of ego, either driven by autism or like arrogance, is what makes people successful.
Yes.
And that's why we should be so unsurprised that someone like Diddy and someone like Kanye and someone like Lizzo exist.
Or Eminem.
Because and Eminem, thank you for whiting it up because I almost look like the guy that said, because they're black, that's why they're weird. No, it's like
Yeah.
I think the hyper successful people are always going to be weird as fuck and pushy and think of themselves in like a godlike sense.
Well, there is.
That's why I think
Lady
Eddie
Gaga,
G is
I
going
mean-
to be successful. That's why I think Eddie G is going to be successful.
Eddie G
G's awesome, man.
Eddie G is actually low key. Like when I first met Eddie G, I think I've told him this on the podcast. I like totally didn't get it and shit, but this motherfucker has grown on me, and I totally see he is really fucking funny. And so, but I get what you're saying. I think what I think we mean is Dan Zam's going to be successful.
No, sorry.
yes.
Hold on. You have to be all those things and talented. Okay.
Right.
He's the Mexican MAGA dude.
Eddie. Every time I see Eddie, and I don't know if he does this with anyone else.
Eddie G.
When I see Eddie G and he gets off stage, he always tries to threaten me.
How?
He
What
goes,
do you mean?
He goes, try to do that shit, motherfucker. He always comes up to me close, like right up to my neck, and he says it to me, and I love it because to me it doesn't register as like a threat. It
Eddie
registers.
G said that to you?
Oh, dude,
What?
no, he didn't just say it to me. He says it every time. I love it so much.
No.
He's like,
Is he joking?
I don't
He's
know.
not-
Because do you think that the executives that
Never done
watched
that to me.
Kanye walk in and take their CD out and put his CD in also didn't think it was a bit? I think they did.
Yeah.
I think they thought, wow, this guy's
No,
really
I think
cute.
that he does shit like that constantly, and they're just like, oh, fucking Kanye
But
again.
I'm telling you, every time Eddie G gets up, he comes over to me and he goes, try to follow that shit, bitch.
Eddie G, you're live on the podcast.
I
How you
love
doing,
it,
boss?
Eddie. I love it.
Eddie G.
Are you there, boss?
Yo, what's up?
Hey there.
Not much. So Sam Haynie says,
It's not something he can deny because he knows he does it. I'm
All
just
right.
saying I love it.
so what happened was I was over here singing your praises, but apparently you've been like whack 100ing, Big Ewing,
Yeah.
the comedy scene in the
He's been
shadows.
Suge Knighting me.
Yeah. So apparently every
Good.
time,
I mean-
Tupac, yeah.
every time,
mean,
what's that? Go on.
Not like that. I am starting like false but believable rumors about people. So they're just a little bit ahead. They're nothing too bad. Like nothing that's gonna get them in too much trouble.
Yeah, I respect that. That's kind of the whole podcast that I do, pretty much. So you understand that. But so apparently,
Yeah.
every time Sam gets off a stage,
No, every time he gets off
oh
stage.
my bad, yeah, my bad. Every
He gets
time,
off
every
stage.
time you get off a stage, every time you get off a stage, you just murder it. You just crush it.
Yeah.
You know, you just
Yeah.
leave it a fucking Eddie fucking gasm
Yeah.
on stage. You get off
That's what the
stage.
G stands for.
Oh, nice. I
Yeah,
like that.
sure.
One second.
Straight up G.
So
Oh, I'm getting sound affected.
yeah. So apparently you stick your fucking bald headed face up in Sam's fucking white man face, and you say, "Try to follow that motherfucker," or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it what's the sentiment behind that? Is it done in good fashion, or are you really putting him in his place?
Always plenty of malice behind my words. Plenty of venom and malice behind my words. Always.
I like that. I like that. So what's the when did this tradition start? I guess.
Oh, I think it probably. I like to fight with Ethan Martinez a lot. So every time I would get on stage, I would fucking like go like I was hugging him and just whisper in his ear like follow that pussy.
Yeah,
And
dude,
fucking-
that's exactly what you say. Follow that pussy.
Follow it.
especially after I do well. Especially if I do well. Ooh.
But be honest,
Yeah.
Eddie, when you don't do well, you still do that.
Oh, for sure.
Still because
And
you
then-
know what you are.
But I never admit to not doing well. Like, oh, bro, like that was a great.
No,
set.
that's
What are you
bullshit.
talking about?
No, that's bullshit. You're Eddie Murphy. You're Jim Carrey. You're literally the guy that's like, I'll kill every time. I'm going to write a check for $5 million and I'm going to cash it in 2 years. You are. That's why I say Eddie G will be successful because he has neurotic confidence, which not neurotic. He has like insane confidence that is unmatched. And you are funny, but even if you weren't, you would be the funniest person. You know what I mean? Like you would believe it. You'd be like, I am the funniest person. Everyone can fucking eat my dick. Like I will succeed.
They can.
Exactly.
I
I
am,
love it.
they
I
can.
love it. That's why Eddie will succeed and nice guys always lose.
Well, I like that he's translating his own material into different languages. You know, like it's the fucking Bible or something. already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's a
Yeah, it's called,
bestseller.
Wait, you can remember half the shit you said to translate it? That's amazing,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. I would say it's gonna be like that one book, like in different language. Mi batalla. my struggle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Was
or
that
like the
Spanish
Bible.
version?
Like the Bible.
Yeah.
No, did you hear what he just said?
Yeah, I think I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, you heard it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
It's great.
For that book is, in German is also called Mein Kampf.
Like that book, Mein Kampf. Eddie, you are the Hitler of San Antonio comedy.
No, he's more like the fucking Xerxes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the Mussolini of mayhem, dude.
An androgynous.
Yeah, an androgynous bull. Wait, did you have you gotten John Turturro ever? Has anyone ever said that to you?
Like I think like a couple of people.
Yeah.
They're not a lot, but usually like I think it's the nose or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's the eyes and the nose. You just have that like ambiguously
I have a super
Arab look.
ethnic nose.
Well, the
I have a
best.
super ethnic nose.
Yes.
So
yeah.
just to let people know that if you're listening, this is Eddie G on the phone, and he has had 2 episodes on the podcast that have both been pulled and put directly onto Rumble. You know, so
I'm too controversial.
Peace.
well, you bring it out of me. You set me up. You set me up to say shit that I don't want out there and all that, and then I just fucking. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick this somewhere that nobody can ever see it again.
I love that he has an episode on that episode. Like he puts you in his like he himself has a moment and then it
No, he just sets me up for it really
is
good.
the
He knows like
censored version of
I love it.
that podcast.
yeah.
No holds bars,
Yeah,
dude.
I love Eddie G, and I want to have him back on the show, and I want to have it on YouTube. So I'm just gonna like not get drunk because that's what I think it is. I get wasted.
Yeah.
Then Eddie G comes on,
Nice.
and then
Yes.
he just brings the devil out of me, dog.
Yeah.
He brings the unfiltered Alonzo on the internet when nobody can see me behind my
Yeah.
keyboard side. You know what I
He's the
mean?
inner
Yeah.
animal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's the G to my fucking Y or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait
nigga.
till the book. I can't wait till the book comes out like 10 years from now. The Dan Zam tell-all book about Alonzo behind the scenes.
Dude, Dan Zam,
It's
that
gonna be a
book.
coloring
Damn,
book.
Zam.
Yeah, no, that book's gonna. No,
It's a
that
coloring book. It's just every picture he's just torturing him worse. So
No, that book is gonna be written in shit in the hospital that he lives in.
Dan Zam's gonna write it like the fucking Marquis de Sade on toilet paper in an insane asylum.
No, he's gonna be writing it.
120 days of Sodom.
He's gonna be writing it to himself at Haven for Hope.
I've often wanted to pitch a sequel to 120 Days of Sodom, and I think that this could be the vehicle that I've been looking for. You got any hot takes on Trump, Eddie? Or not Trump, Kanye. We're talking about Kanye. My bad.
Yeah, got anything from Kanye?
on Kanye, you know what, man? Well, I've learned whatever he says, just wait till the album comes out. just wait till the album comes out.
You guys are kindred spirits.
Like, he's still incredibly savant, musically talented.
Yeah, it's like, I
for
don't
sure.
listen to him for his political takes, you know? I'm just enjoying the rollout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Some people don't understand that, like, you know, music has evolved. Now it's about fucking anti-Semitism and shit. It's like, it's like if you
And
are-
the Jews.
whatever Jojo Siwa's doing, it's about
Yeah,
that. too.
buddy. Let's
Wouldn't that be
go.
so funny if that just became the new meta?
My
Like every
girl.
fucking like 5 years from now, the way that's always been with Kanye, that every fucking artist is like, you know what? I don't know about these Jew guys. Hitler's pretty cool. Like, he's got Taylor Swift talking about Hitler and shit. She's doing like unironic
Hey.
Nazis, like Romans and shit.
Yeah. I was doing that. They try to hipster hating Jews because I was scrolling through my phone, and then one video is like how King Edward of England was actually the first person to kick the Jews out of Europe in the 2000s.
It's like those history buff
It's like no,
podcast
we've
guys.
always hated the Jews. And
Yeah.
I bet like then they'll come up with the next video like oh how England like loved the Jews before everybody else again.
I would
Yeah.
love for like one of those history buff podcasts to just be a guy that's like, Holocaust denier, and then also like aliens built the pyramids, but he just treats it like I'm just telling you the history. It's a
I wanna
simple.
be like I'm the guy like
shit that I watch. What are you talking about?
I wanna be-
that shit exists.
Yeah,
I want to be the guy.
There's a lot of those people.
I'm gonna be the guy that I'm gonna be the guy that denies the Holocaust, but still believes like George Bush didn't do 9/11.
I had an idea.
You can't be half in on all the conspiracies.
Yeah.
You got to have
Always
the same
dance
point
on
of
that
view
one.
about the moon as about the Holocaust as
Hey,
about
hey,
Kennedy.
Hey, Hillary Clinton is a lizard.
But Bush didn't do it.
Bush didn't.
Yeah, but Bush didn't do it. Yeah, but
Bush
hey,
didn't
Hillary
make her
Clinton is
old
a
man.
lizard. Hillary Clinton's a lizard, but the Earth is not flat. It's a globe.
I was thinking it'd be funny to be like a fat guy that was like really, he was really pro Holocaust, but he just got it confused with Haagen-Dazs. He was like totally got canceled for no reason. He's like, he has the big old thing of ice cream. He's like, no, really, I love the Jews.
I love the Jews.
I love the Jews.
I love juice.
I love when it's orange flavored. I love the juice.
I love
all right.
orange
Well, thank you
juice.
so much for clearing that up. I'm glad that you're keeping Sam Haynie in his place because
Keeping me humble. I love it.
I love
That's
it.
great.
Sam Haney's getting a little fat too.
Oh.
Right before the wedding. Ooh,
It's true. It's
not
true.
good. Not good.
We pushed the wedding to the
So your fat ass could lose some weight.
yeah
Big
to
boink, boink.
2026. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You might be able to help me out with this because actually, I'm glad I got Eddie G on the line. I'm going to let you guys know this. So basically, you guys know Zach Saavedra, who does the Neo Monkey podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So apparently, he's trying to produce the Rosales' podcast and all that.
Mhm.
And he's trying to charge them $123.
What?
So I went up to them and I said, $123. I can do it for $60. Why don't you just bring that podcast over to Alonzo Cantu studio? And Nick is all like, fucking. First off, he's like, Daniel Velasquez is the only one that says that maybe we shouldn't do that, which is he's so pro fucking Gaza. I can't believe he's acting so Jewish about this situation. You know what I mean? Because my whole point is that, well, actually, it would be Jewish to be getting the cheaper
Yeah.
deal.
Being pro Gaza
Yeah.
is not is
No, but the deal
Yeah,
part, he should be.
Gaza.
I get it. So he's
No,
like,
if
he's so
he's pro-
anti-good. He's so anti-good deal like me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just gonna start throwing money away because he doesn't like the Jews that much.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be saying this because Daniel Velasquez does not hold those views. All right.
no.
Yeah.
But if he's gonna
But
get
he
away with
can't
it,
tell
my
us that
money.
he doesn't because he's not here right now.
That's a fucking
course
great
not.
point.
But,
All right.
but you guys, they need to understand that Alonso's people were already here producing podcasts 2,000 years ago. So
God promised me that podcast. All right.
yeah, it's
The laws of the podcast.
from the land of the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Yeah, that
Alonzo
podcast
podcast
was promised to
will be
me.
free. Yeah,
But yeah, so basically, I was telling, and they're like, okay, so what reasons should you have the podcast over me? And I'm like, well, first off, Zach Saavedra lives in a fucking mansion. Like, how are you gonna feel about yourself, like coming from your shitty ass apartment, driving over to a mansion every day to do a podcast that's not gonna get any views, right? That's gonna really bum you out.
Yeah, your confidence is gonna wane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you come over to my shitty ass house? I got my laundry sitting over there on a clothesline. You know what I mean?
You
He
have
has
to
a
hook
cat,
up
too.
He has to hook up
well,
his.
be careful with that, Alonso, because I'll tell you a story. One time, like I was collaborating with the Rosales brothers. They hired me to be their personal trainer. It didn't take. Failed miserably.
Well, because you kept telling them first, what you got to do is go buy a chainsaw and then climb a tree.
Yeah. you know,
Right. The Eddie G method is foolproof.
it is foolproof, but then you get addicted to stimulants. So
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
if
works, but it works too well.
Mm-hmm.
The ABCs of getting fit with Eddie G. Always be cocaine.
Always be cocaine.
Yes.
Cocaine is for closers.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm gonna give you a 2 to this charisma real quick.
Do you want to take a key bump? Fuck you. You can't take a key bump.
Put that bump down.
Put that key
Don't
bump
put-
down.
Put it down, dude.
You know what it takes to
Right?
cut
You
trees?
can't take a
Put down the
bump.
bump.
Get out of here, Buster. You're no good. Pero, vámonos, afuera.
You know what it takes to cut trees? 8 balls. Pull out 2 big bags.
Skiing the slopes, baby.
God, I love
There you go.
I love the fact that Alec Baldwin killed that bitch and got away with it. Fucking dude, imagine all the shit that she was talking to him before he pulled that trigger and shit. And he's like, and I'm gonna walk, bitch, and I'm gonna fucking walk.
Have you guys seen him getting like emotionally cucked by his wife in interviews and stuff. It's pretty great.
His fake Spanish wife.
Yeah, his fake Spanish
Which
wife.
Yes, I've seen the cut.
She has a fake
My
Spanish
favorite
accent.
line from her is she's doing this like daytime show and she's doing like a cooking thing because she has a cookbook because she doesn't have any skills. And she's like, so today we're going to be making a gazpacho. We're going to be using how you say cucumber, because as though she doesn't know the English word for cucumber, she was born in fucking Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was born in a place
and it's a
called
tough one.
Boston.
It's a tough one because she probably
Boston.
does know it. But the word for cucumber and pickle is like more similar in Spanish. It's almost the same word.
Yeah.
It's like 2 letters difference. So she panics.
Isn't also cucumbre cucumber in
No.
Spanish? What is it?
It's pepinillo.
Pepino. Yeah.
Pepino?
Yeah.
Pepino.
They'll just call it the same thing, or pepinillo. Yeah.
Pepinos.
Yeah, we are a San Antonio podcast, if you ever forgot.
Yes, we are.
We have impromptu Spanish lessons all the time. Here's my thing, though. How can this bitch pretend to be Spanish and everybody gives her a pass, but Kanye West can't pretend to be a white supremacist?
That's
all right?
totally right. Yeah.
It's like, please.
Oh,
Dave
man.
Chappelle crawled so he could run, and now they're taking it from him. In
Yeah.
fact, he made a new form of white supremacy, which is just take the white supremacy and make it black, and that should be okay.
And here's my
Yeah.
last thing on the Rosales podcast. They were saying, oh, Alonzo, he's going to edit the podcast for you, right? And I'm like, what the fuck do you need to edit the podcast for? You know, all you do is you do what we do is you turn on the fucking stream, right? You go live to everybody out there, and if you say something bad, you put it on Rumble. That's how you fucking do it. And here's my whole thing too. It's like, what, are you gonna go up on stage and edit your fucking stand-up set?
Yeah,
Nah, it doesn't
true.
work like
Of
that. But
course
how about
not.
this? How about you stand by what you say? How about that? And we don't gotta edit nothing.
If you bomb,
Yes.
you bomb. You gotta eat that. You
And
gotta take that.
baby,
Eat the shit, dude.
baby, stand by Jews. Stand by Jews.
This
When
is
the
the point
Jews
where Eddie goes
have
from
come and the
comedian
money
to guy on
is
the
all
corner
gone.
who is trying to
Shut.
get cash from you and won't shut up.
Who has a great fucking
He
joke
talks
about,
about
that,
the
by the way.
Jews. The Jews
All
started
right.
9/11, all that stuff.
Well, I love you, Eddie. I want to get you back on the podcast, and thank you so much for picking up the phone. It sounds like I woke you up.
Nah, y'all
Hey, Eddie.
good.
All right, boss.
What's up, Bob?
All right, stay safe. Bob's here. He
All
said,
right.
"What's up?" I'm singing your praises.
right.
Love you, boss.
Praise
Hell
the
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah.
See you later, Eddie.
And if you guys want to call in, the phone lines are open. Call me now. 210. Actually, I think I got the call me now. Let me see. Do I got call me now?
Miss Cleo.
I think I do got Miss Cleo. I went through. Yeah, we go.
Call me now. Call me now. Call me now.
Call me now.
It's like
Call
she's
me now.
singing it.
I love it. Call me now. Mercy.
Talk to him.
Talk
Talk to him.
Call me now.
There we go. Or don't. I
Love
don't
'em.
care. Let me see. So I had to renew my driver's license recently because I had to get a rental car because I wrecked my other car. Let's not get into that whole story, but it's a great story. Fucking, I don't think I can die. Possibly, I think I might be immortal.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like God keeps on putting it into my face that I might be unbreakable from fucking Bruce Willis, and just with that. But then I might
Well,
also
you're
get
unbreakable
Alzheimer's.
until your brain starts.
You're
Yeah,
unstoppable,
I'm about to
baby.
say, yeah. There's a little. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Faustian deal if there ever was one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so long story short, I had to renew my driver's license, and for the longest time, because I'm a big conspiracy guy, I was an organ donor. And fuck you if you want to fucking feel a way about it. Everybody's like wants to feel a way about it. Like, hey, suck my dick. They're my fucking organs. I get to do what I want with them, and you're not gonna fucking shame me into giving you my fucking shit. And that's the biggest fucking scam that I.
It's
fucking
called
don't like.
bodily autonomy. You fucking woke lefties.
Yeah.
You want a woman to have a choice. You should let a dead man have a choice.
Yeah, exactly. My body.
Dead men have
my
rights.
choice. Yeah, and also, what, we're just gonna give my fucking what if they give my kidney to the next Hitler and shit like that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Yeah.
I'm on the hook and shit because I just fucking died and I put organ donor. But my whole point is, I was like, you know what, Alonzo, you're too paranoid. You're too fucking paranoid. You need to let that little black kid get your eyes if you die. You know what I mean? And so I fucking checked organ donor, and I felt really good about myself. But I saw a Philip DeFranco video, and basically, like, there's a big scam with the organ donation
Oh
thing.
shit!
Oh wow.
Yeah, so there was this whole
What's
like,
up, you beautiful bastards?
yeah, totally. Like every time I got to do the podcast and I haven't paid attention to world stuff, you know what I mean?
Just go back and
Yeah, I just watch, exactly. It's like, how's it going? Trump sucks, right? I'm like, all right, whatever. Oh, this bad thing happened. Buy my coffee, you beautiful bastards. But what was it? Long story short, apparently organ donation had this whole setup where if you were donating your organs and stuff, you were put on this list, and it was all supposed to be made like very fair, to the point that it would be like the people that were on the list the longest and had like the most comorbidities. There you go. You're like basically at the front of the line. But what was happening is that, there's like an expiration date on organs and stuff. So by the time that they might get to the person that is like at the certain point of the line, the organs are getting expired and they just go to waste, right? So they passed this law a few years ago that basically was like, all right, well, you guys got to figure something out about that. So there was this thing that was like, all right, well, we can't get to the guy on the list, but then we'll get to the guy that's closest to us that needs it or whatever, right? Which seems to make sense. You're like, all right, whatever, because there's also like factors put into where it's like, if you do a transplant and the person doesn't survive, that like looks bad on you too. So there's this incentive to basically jump the line on organ donors to like, now they're just like giving them to healthy fucking rich people because they're the ones that are going to survive. You know what I mean? Anyway, because of like the good healthcare and their like age and stuff and the fact that they're not that sick. And so it's like, it looks good on the hospitals. So
they also live in big cities where they're closer to the hospital.
It gets
too.
even crazier because there's like, so basically these doctors and shit have been like, so all of this stuff's supposed to be going through these nonprofit organizations and stuff, but all of these like doctors are like, not doctors, but like, executives on the medical, like for the hospitals or whatever.
Yeah, like the board members.
Yeah,
and
they've been going like making these like relationships with all the nonprofit organizations and creating these like fast lane situations, and they're even like almost doing it through these other hospitals. So like they'll get it for this one hospital, but then they're transferring it to a more prestigious hospital that's pretty close by. You know what I mean? That like charges more. So people are even like, they're figuring out ways of being like, oh, okay, well, hey, I don't want that organ to go to waste, and I'll even cover your costs to get that organ over here, kind of shit. Yeah, so they're like overcharging to like pay for delivery fees and all this kind of stuff, and they're not even it's not even necessarily like the organs are going to the right people. Like I said before, it's like because they had this idea of like, okay, well, we need to jump the line to preserve these organs. Now just jumping the line has become the most beneficial way, you know what I mean, for them, which is pretty interesting, and it made me go, of course I heard about this story after I decided to donate more organs, because here's the whole conspiracy theory about donating organs and all that, and I got it from Black Israelites pretty much, but
were they screaming at you and you couldn't get away from them on a street corner?
Yeah, they're pretty convincing.
Were they calling you honky and like saying, telling
that they were shaming you into standing there and listening to them?
Yeah, and cool. I dressed up like Zelda too. I found the Ocarina of Time.
You brought a giant sword, and they were like, "Okay, all right, brother." Took a moment and sat with you and talked with you.
Now you must play the song to take us back to our ancestors with the Ocarina. But yeah, so long story short, they're like basically a lot of drive-by shootings are organized by the government so they can harvest organs from black people. Yeah, so
you think that they're like they've like infiltrated the Crips and Bloods and shit, and like,
I mean, I don't necessarily know about all that,
dude.
But I mean,
that's a good question, dude.
Actually, like, here's the thing: it's like. The fact that you like, I didn't even think about it like that, because like that actually makes more sense, because I was just like, well, that's a silly idea where they just got some like doctors like dressed up like black guys going around, you know what I mean? Like, but it's like, oh yeah, I mean, they do have snitches and stuff like that, and they do have like, you could definitely be like, oh, let's give the drop to this fucking gang member. This guy's over here. Like, I don't know. As I'm saying, it's like, if you got a rich billionaire guy that needs a fucking liver, it's like, how much money are they willing to pay to like do shady shit to like get that liver, I guess, is kind of the idea behind it, where it's just like, it seems like kind of crazy. Like, oh yeah, like if you needed an organ and they're like, oh, we got this guy over here that's into some shady shit that we can maybe kill off in a certain way, and then he's an organ donor, we can just have the paramedics right around the corner. You know what I mean? To take that fucking thing right from him and shit like that. I mean, it does sound crazy, and it probably is, but I mean, I don't know. Like, if you look at like how much the cops spend to just take down a black guy for selling fucking cocaine and shit like that, it's like, would not spend that same amount of money and have that same kind of strike force, like, to get a rich guy like Elon Musk a fucking new liver? You know what I mean? It's like when you are dealing with that kind of money, or that kind of, not even just money, like influence or power and shit like that, it's like, yeah, I mean, it does sound crazy, but everybody thought that the Alex Jones was talking about the Epstein Allen shit forever. And everybody thought that was crazy as fuck, and now people are like, and now they're like even just kind of like sweeping it under the rug, like, yeah, it happened, but it wasn't that crazy.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad. A couple 14-year-olds in underwear and shit.
I remember
all
that
celebrities were. They had Stephen Hawking and looking at midgets and all that stuff. You know, I mean,
I just love the idea of the Little St. James plane having to have accommodations to get Stephen Hawking in the plane.
Like a little wheelchair ramp, like the bus has for
that
people.
some wheelchair ramp company was like, sure, we'll install it. What do you need it for?
I mean,
Stop asking questions.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't think usually is a ramp up to the plane, right?
It's usually a staircase.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, for Air Force One, I guess.
But I like to think about that. You know how the school bus has that thing that flips open and goes down and picks up the one cool wheelchair kid in school? They must have had that.
No, what it is actually. No, what I think it was
on the Lolita
Express. They do have a ramp, but it's for like luggage.
Yeah.
So I think they I think they just loaded him up the luggage ramp and just locked him in.
They have the insider luggage carrier guys, the guys who've all been compromised, who have to work for them. They have to hoist Stephen Hawking up and put him on the ramp and put the wheels on emergency brakes so he doesn't roll backwards in like a cartoony Hanna-Barbera way. That would be so funny to have like the Three Stooges.
It's like
the Three Stooges go to Little St. James Island, and it's just the Three Stooges getting from Florida to Little St. James and all of the like hijinks they get into.
Can you do a Three Stooges
it's like,
accent?
why you little
I think so.
I think I do one of them, but I had one about Three Stooges taking down Zionism and all that. And they're just like, get you know, well, what is that? What's that guy doing with
what are we doing in Gaza?
Yeah.
What are we doing in the West Bank right now?
I don't trust that guy with the curly
we're getting rid of
sideburns.
Palestinians. That's what we're doing.
All right, you idiots.
All right, idiot.
You
Hold
idiots.
that baby's penis. Unhand it.
You idiots, pour that water into that hole.
We're going to snipe that little 12-year-old throwing rocks at us.
Jesus, he was just holding a rock.
He's a little rock.
Mo, I don't think this is a good idea. Oh, that's true. Wait, aren't they Jews? Aren't most of the guys in the Three Stooges
are all
Jews?
Yeah, they're all Jews.
Were they all Jewish
I mean,
guys?
I wouldn't call them stooges, but okay.
Weren't those 6 million Stooges Jews?
Yeah, exactly.
There's
only three left. There's only three left.
Those Three Stooges were promised that land 2,000 years ago. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And that's like that's with a. Man, I like the idea of doing the poking eye out thing, but then stopping a poking eye out with the hand. That was like the first kung fu, I think.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
See these two things? This is the Israeli state, and this is the Palestinian state, separate but equal. Yeah. Now I'm gonna stop at that. I'm gonna stop that.
I'm gonna stop at that.
See it. I can't see it.
Shit.
Oh, man. Let me see. So we're almost done. What do we got? So, so don't be an organ donor. Apparently, it's a scam.
I'm an organ donor.
You are?
Yes.
I am too, but I'm also a DNR, and I want to do
DNR.
Do not resuscitate.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
but they'll still use my body. But I want to go.
I drink so much. I don't think anybody wants my liver.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't think you guys have a lot of organs to give. To be fair.
I don't know.
No, I want to do. I want to do assisted suicide in the woods. I want one of those. I want to do a pod death. I want to be one of those. Organ backyard death pods. I want to die there, and then I want them to bury me as a tree. I want to become one of those tree bodies.
I like to do sky burial, man.
Sky burial? What does that mean? They just shoot your limbs up into the air?
No, they cut your body in half and feed it to the vultures. That's what they do in Tibet.
Oh yeah, they do that Tibet, and they put you on a mountainside,
Yeah.
strewn out, and they eat your body up.
Yep.
I think in some cultures too, they even have like raised beds and all that that are just kind of like bathtubs, and they stick the body in there, and then you get like bleached from the sun and shit, and yeah, just torn apart by
That's
birds
hot.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was my. I always thought that was like. It seems very selfish to like take the human body, fill it with chemicals, put it in a box, and stick it in the dirt.
Yeah.
As opposed to
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, let's like feed some animals after all that we've like. What was it? I forget who said it, but it was just like I'd like to just give back a little bit from all I've fucking taken from the earth
Yeah.
and shit. You know, just,
Let's
like,
do
give back
the
something.
yeah. Let's buy the least efficient amount of land too, and slowly profit off of people dying and being put
Into a
just 6 feet under.
Oh, not only
Into the
that,
Not
ground.
even into like a deep pit to be
Yeah.
fed back into the earth. No, just the topsoil in a
So-
metal box.
But also that let's now emotionally milk them and their
Yeah.
relatives. Like, don't you want to be buried next to each
Yeah.
other while we jack up the prices on
Yeah.
the plot every year and shit?
it's like the same company that like infiltrated like De Beers is the same people that wants to bury you. They
Yeah.
created a tradition that never existed. It's like, yeah, you're supposed to be in this cotton bed and shown to your family and then literally like sealed up and put down.
Well, I
in
like the
grave.
idea of the way that they do it in New Orleans and stuff, where they have vevies and stuff.
yeah, the mausoleums.
Well, not the mausoleums necessarily, but they have these raised because the water level is
Yeah.
so high that
Yeah.
they have these above ground tombs. But what
Yeah.
it does is that they're like made out of metal kind of in the top. So basically, like New Orleans sun gets like fucking crazy. So the insides of those things get like hotter than an oven.
Yeah.
So basically, after a couple like whatever, you just get turned into
You're
ash.
petrified, yeah.
Pretty
Well, you
much.
turn it into ash. Like you basically get cremated just over a slow amount of time. And what they do is they have a hole in the back, and they take a big stick and they just push all your ashes into the hole, and it goes into a vevy, which is like a communal pot just filled with all your ancestors' ashes and shit.
Oh, that's cool.
sick.
That's what I
That's
thought was pretty
awesome,
cool.
man.
Yeah, I'm like, well, at least that's got a little bit of like utility, and then you're still with your ancestors, and like, and that's where they get the term "I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole" or whatever. It's
Really? I've
pole that
never
they
heard
push
of that.
down.
That's
That's what I
crazy.
heard from the tour guide, but a lot of those tour guides are notoriously surly.
Yes.
I also just like to think about if you had X-ray vision and you look into a New Orleans cemetery, there's just bodies above ground just floating, laying down. It's just weird.
Pretty much.
It's just a weird
man.
thing to imagine. Like for me, people underground, I can make sense of it in my brain.
Yeah.
But just like a recently dead body just above ground is
that's
real
what-
weird to me. I
I
don't
mean, that's
know
what
why.
they did in the Paris catacombs is that like they got because of the tombs were like getting flooded. So what they did was get all the bones and then they put them in underneath the Paris sewers and they started putting them on layering them on the wall, you know?
Yeah, it's
That
like
would-
they stacked a bunch of skulls
Yeah.
and bones up, and it's like there's not one plot for one person. It's like it's a mass grave
Yes.
essentially.
Pretty
They have
much.
like a bunch of them that are like not even necessarily cataloged and stuff like that. Like
Right.
where like there's like areas where people go and they urban explore like unexplored catacomb areas. And
I know
shit.
there's a catacomb where they had started a movie theater, so people would go down there, or like in like a club, so people go
Really?
down there and party and
That's
watch
why
movies.
I dig France. I think I would really get along with the
Europe.
French people.
And
in
they're
a lot of
always
ways.
Europe,
showing
too.
titty on
Most of
TV. They're they're
Yeah.
so like, just come you fuck me, you
Dude,
know?
all
It's
I
like
do is
very
I fucking
open
smoke
society.
cigarettes, get drunk, and hate
Dude.
America.
It's a super
Exactly.
open, cool society.
And women get topless on the beach. I mean,
I don't
you
even think
can't
they'd be so
complain
fucked
about
off that.
that.
I didn't know France if I was just rude enough. I'd just be like, "Fuck you, well,
It's
fuck
like-
you."
It's like, you know, he
Suck
has
my
that,
dick.
he has that energy.
Every-
We like this. Like,
Yeah.
the
That
energy
juice
is
right
working.
there.
No,
He's-
they don't like when you
he's-
don't know
he-
French.
He smokes as much as a Frenchman and exposes himself like the fucking Napoleon himself.
He is a perfect sex criminal for our country.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking
He loves the women
make Roman
underage.
Polanski look like a fucking ant.
To be fair, Italy seems to be the place you want to go if you're If you're one of those kind of
Nah,
guys.
they
you're
fuck
one of those
around and
creepos.
accidentally start up fucking fascism again, just as an accident, just as a fucking accident. That's my biggest fear about taking over Greece. Is I think I might make them Nazis.
I like to think that you've thought of all the countries you would take over and the repercussions of doing that.
Yeah. No, seriously, I did sit down and I was like, it's got to be like an island and shit, and it's got to be like so geographically like ungood for like other countries to want to take over that they'll let me like fuck around
Tonga.
for a little while. Yeah, it's like they'll let me fuck around for a little while because I have so much like invested in all these other countries, raw style, style. And then by the time that I have my own like nuke and shit and my own nuclear submarine, they're gonna be like, oh fuck, we let this go on too long. And by that time, I'm gonna be like fucking Kanyeing it up.
Also, then they'll just banish you, which is like not a bad thing. It's like the gayest way of penalizing someone. It's like, you can't come back to this island country. It's like, cool, man.
Yeah.
I'll go to Little St. James Island and I'll take over.
No, it's great because I'm gonna take in all like the refugees, but only the hot ones and stuff. Yeah.
It's gonna be your under cabinet are gonna be ex managers at Hooters, so they're gonna be the ones like you can't get through the port of call without talking to them.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, all right, hands up, jump, turn around, bend over,
Please.
yes, please, ma'am. Do you want to be a citizen?
Yeah, this is very respectful, but this is the law.
Do you want to be an Alonzo stan or not?
Oh no, see, it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be Haynie stand because
Haynie stand.
yeah, you're gonna definitely be the figurehead and all that.
Yes, I'll be the
I'll be the
imagery.
figure.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
I'll
I
be
need
the
a-
statue, but you'll be the operator.
Oh yeah, I'll be the Machiavelli. The Nikolai
The
Machiavelli.
unknown president.
He's the Cheney. He's the Cheney where I'm the Bush. I'm the the goofy, funny
I'll
face.
probably be some
I'm
kind of
the-
religious
I'm the-
figurehead. You know what I mean? Like,
Karl Rove of it. I'm the mastermind.
yeah, I could definitely. I could see a guy like you because they'll be like, man, look how fucking good we're eating over here in Alonzo.
I also like to think that there's like
Haney stand, my
there's
bad.
like photos of an
Stand.
Oval Office in Haynie stand, but it's an outdoor Oval Office.
Yeah.
So there's still couches, but it's right next to the beach.
Yeah.
And so we're having conversations about all the war crimes we're doing, but there's like coconuts available at reach at all times.
And there's servants serving Mai Tai for us.
Yeah.
And also, it's going to be so early in our history that, like, a couple generations from there, it's just going to be accepted. It's like, well, it was an earlier time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They'll have cleaned up their act when we're long dead.
Yeah.
If they want to democratize, if they want to become whatever bullshit, I won't
set
be
that up
here.
in the Constitution
Yeah.
in the United States of Haynie stand.
Yeah.
It's all built in there. It's like, yes, I had multiple slave wives myself, but every man is created equal.
Right.
And
It's
endowed by their
yeah.
creators, and I'm the most endowed.
Yeah.
It's in the statute.
That Constitution subtitle is going to be good for me, not for thee. Like fuck you guys. You don't get this. You can be a part of it,
yeah.
and you
You
can
never-
appreciate it. But
Dude, imagine how dope it was to be a white guy back in early American shit before, the others showed up and stuff. Like, I think
This is
about it a
before
lot.
civil rights happened.
What was I
the others.
Oh God, what was I thinking about? Oh yeah, it was what we were going to start the podcast with. We're talking about chemistry. I was saying when the world ended, I was going to have the chemistry set. Yeah. No, I always think, and I'm for sure I said on the podcast multiple times, but let's end it with this. I always think like, man, I definitely could have been a doctor back in like the 1600s, or like where it was like, oh, we're just not pouring enough mercury down his throat. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, like you were it was frowned upon to wash your hands. You could like leave your house right now and do open heart surgery, and they'd be like, "Good job, doctor."
oh, but know what the theory behind that was, right? So it was like what it was you didn't wash your instruments, and you didn't wash your like your schmuck or whatever. You had like a butcher schmuck pretty much, right? You didn't wash it because that was kind of like, it's like a black belt. It's like the blood, you know what I mean? All that, but it was kind of like that, where it's like, oh, that guy doesn't even have any marks on his thing. How many surgeries could he have possibly done? He doesn't even. It's like you have a super caked up, bloody ass thing and shit. It's all gross. Like, damn, this motherfucker be cutting off arms like crazy and shit. And that was
veteran.
kind of
But they also also thought they didn't understand at all what microorganisms were. They just thought what they could see was what there was.
Well, and also, they thought the blood was like, so it was all about keeping the humors in balance, right? So it's like, if you had blood on your hands, that was like better than not having blood on your hands. So like, well, I'm about to go into some blood, so I should probably coat my hands with blood as a protective.
It's lubricating and making your hands stronger. To fight blood with blood.
Yeah, well, it's like the idea of a glove, but like you know, if you could alchemy, you know, if you could blood bend like an airbender and shit and use it, you know,
it's like if somebody could make like viscera gloves, that'd be great. There's like one guy in 1810 that's like, man, I wish there was just like gloves made of just human bile. That would be so great. But there wasn't. They didn't come up with the bile glove until 1822.
What's wild too is, and I'm not on this, but I was looking into Japanese history and shit, into their like gods, which is really fucking interesting. But like even their gods are almost based on the humors too, because like one of them's like tears, the other one was the snot, like the god's actual snot was like the chaos god. I forget what the other like elements that he had were, but it was all like body stuff.
Body
it was
fluids.
all exactly that was like that were these creations and stuff. So it obviously like the idea of these like fluids being in us being important has like always been like a higher like understanding or something like that. They just didn't actually like, you know, like they had the pieces to the puzzle, but they like were kind of forcing it together or something like that, which is so interesting to like, you know.
Well, yeah, literally, it's just like, well, I see that's coming out of you, and it doesn't look normal, so let's get it out of you.
Yeah, or something. Yeah,
let's cut that open and get that out of you.
Yeah. I mean, there was a blood god in the Aztec religion, so I mean, yeah.
Really?
I think there's still a blood god.
I'm always
about
it's called the goddamn donor system.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
American Red. I mean,
the American Red Cross. Down with the American Red
FEMA.
Cross. Fuck you, Red Cross. Fuck you,
Fuck
FEMA.
you, Red Cross. Yeah.
Any final thoughts? Anything anybody wanted to get off their chest on this pod that I didn't give them a chance to?
I don't know. I wish I wasn't a donor. That's all I could say.
Yeah, right.
Look into Kanye just
then again,
got
it's too late.
Kanye just got sued by Taylor Swift. So
Nice. So I
Look that
did
up, folks.
fucking Kanye. We figured out the whole Kanye mess. You're welcome. We talked about the Rosales podcast slightly. They will come to the table eventually and negotiate.
you should put tariffs on the podcast.
I was thinking about that. I was like, if you're in China right now, you owe me money if you're watching this.
You should tariff Ecuador.
I mean, well, you should at least like give me. I should at least be getting extra views for everyone. Chinese views should be.
I
like
never heard
100
anything from
views.
tariffs from Thailand. That's what I'm saying.
Thailand.
Yeah.
We're gonna tariff their ladyboy imports.
I know exactly.
No, we're gonna they're gonna tariff the old white guys that are expats.
Yeah,
They're gonna be tariffed. They
Trump's like, if we just circumcise them, that will be the tariff.
Look, I got the whites off the street for you. Your ladyboys can run free.
They don't have to be.
They don't have to live in fear. Okay, so we got the trade war. I guess we just talked about that. Oh, I was thinking, okay. What was they're talking about? So everybody's afraid that Trump's talking about repatriating the education system, and they're thinking that it's going to be like some Maoist shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
it's going to be a photo of very 1960s painting of him in every room.
Sherman Trump.
With like light emitting from the back of his head, like Jesus.
Oh, that would be so that's what I'm saying. Like,
Jim
there's
and
so
Trump.
many things that I like. It would be like the implications are scary, I guess. But the aesthetics are so funny.
But they already have a thing where certain congressmen and women are not wearing flags anymore. They're not wearing flag pins. They're wearing a Trump pin.
He's got a Trump pin?
It's
Oh,
a
they're
Trump's head in profile in gold, and they're wearing that instead of the flag.
They're wearing Trump's suit.
Yeah.
Some of them are wearing Trump's suit.
Yeah.
What's Trump's suit?
Just like a red tie, white shirt.
Oh, like the brown
black,
shirts?
yeah.
Holy shit.
But I'm
that's so
telling
funny.
you,
It's a new brown shirts.
The
Yeah.
last time there was an effigy of a leader in gold, he died in a bunker in the 40s. Like, I mean, like literally. Well, like, or like a Pol Pot, like that era of like just guys that are going to brutally kill people unless you have a pin of his head on your chest.
Well,
and
it's
then
also-
you're good.
I mean, but if you like look into the Nazis at all, like the brown shirts were the first ones to get fucked over. Like the second that like they got into power, they totally were just like, oh yeah, no, you guys are all arrested.
Dude,
Yeah, you're going to the You're going to the concentration camps first.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
But very like North Korea of him, which is like very brat.
Very juche.
It's very brat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So oh yeah. So I was just thinking it'd be so funny. I was thinking about the future, like textbooks under Trump, and it's gonna be like Elon Musk, and there's gonna be a picture of like Iron Man, Tony Stark, and all that.
An artist depiction of Elon Musk.
No, it's gonna show Elon Musk, and it is gonna be like him looking good, and they're gonna have a little like info thing over there. That's
Yeah.
Like based like the real life Tony Stark was based off of Elon Musk and all that. And then they're also gonna have Solomon, the richest man in history, and all that. And they're gonna be like, Elon Musk is actually richer than Solomon, and all, all that stuff is gonna be.
Or fucking Smaug. Yeah, Elon is richer than Smaug.
Yeah, just like have all the things and stuff like that.
Like an infographic for
dragon.
kids to be like, here's a bar graph of who's the richest, and then Elon is like through the roof, through the paper. You can't see through the top of the page where he's at.
It would also be funny if it's like Trump's power level based on Marvel's Marvel superheroes and all that, and he's just like he's only outclassed by Hulk, and all that, and it's like, but we've been working on gamma radiation technology that possibly we can get Trump to that level.
or also like autism is very cool and it makes you successful, and we're making more people have autism every day thanks to some company that he creates where they're just making people autistic. I love it.
Yeah, I do like shitty textbooks because I grew up in Arkansas and we had like the shittiest textbooks, and they were
Same, we
like
had bad ones.
borderline that shit. You know what I mean? Where it's like Taco Bell wasn't in there, but it was pretty close.
Yeah, like the era, like the last few pages where it's like in the early 2000s, progress was seen in your country, and it's like McDonald's exploded from the 50s into now, and it's like that's what's historic about the early 2000s. Yeah. Did you guys have state history?
I did.
Oh yeah. Well, I
we
went to
did.
state history
And-
for Texas, so
yeah,
it was
2
like,
years of
2
Texas
years.
history. Yeah.
In the fourth grade, dude, we talked about like how there was Civil War Hispanic generals that fought in the Confederacy.
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, they lost and they were fighting for states' rights.
Yeah,
And
just in case you wanted to
You wanted-
demonize the South.
Well,
there
it
were
just-
some non-whites too. Yeah.
One thing I picked up
Hispanics.
is that like Texas does not honor a contract whatsoever. It's just like it's constantly like, oh, Texas begged to do this thing, and then the second that it didn't work for them, they said we're going to war, and then that happened like 3 times.
Or we're gonna leave and be our own country. Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty great. Were they part of the Confederacy, Texas, or were they part
Yeah,
of the
they
Union?
were. They were.
Good. I would have been disappointed if they weren't.
They're the last ones to actually join the Union. That's how deep they were.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, but as I'm saying, it's like I don't even look at it like I just look at it as a Texas fucking like thing that they just don't agree with whatever the fuck's going on. They're so like insular and secular. And shit
Yeah,
like that.
it's the stubborn pride of our state. I said
It
almost
is.
said country of our
No,
state.
it is. That's
But
what
their
but it
state,
is
yeah.
a country. It's like, in
Yeah.
my opinion, it is like a little like mini country. That's
Yeah.
like it's more Mexico than it is America in
Yeah,
so
it
many
is.
ways. It's like America in. I'm trying to even think because well, I guess it's American attitude, but equally as Mexican in attitude or Hispanic or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it. It's a very
It's a,
very unique place to be.
yeah.
Lots of pride. Lots of pride.
And I love how people like act like, oh,
They got Americans. That's how Texas are, man.
Yeah.
well, it's like San Antonio is what Austin would be if Austin wasn't like filled with racist white people. If it was filled with actual Mexicans, then
Yes.
it would be like San Antonio because it's super like democratic. It's super like open and just like
Yes.
whatever and stuff like that.
But it's like it's also like Austin never really had culture, and like San Antonio has a cultural core. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's due to the history, but also just like you say, an influx of non-white people who are like, let's bring good food up here. And in
Yeah.
Austin, it's like, look at how offbeat we are. That's not
Look
a
how
culture.
weird we are.
That's not a
Oh.
culture.
And we live in Texas. Can you believe that?
Right,
We're
yeah,
weird
yeah, yeah.
in Texas.
We're so purple.
We're so progressive, man.
I had to move down to Texas to find myself, and I'm from Seattle. And
Right. Yeah, it's
I
like
drive
why
a-
are all
I
the
ride a
people that are in
tricycle.
those like really like potheady, down to earth quote blue states
Yes.
or like blue cities? Like I don't know why they're
They're-
moving to
they're
Austin. I
icon.
don't get it.
oh, it's because they want to get famous, and whatever. But it is just very funny that it's like, but all you do is you just hang around the people that are the same as you, pretty much, because they're
Yeah.
all like with the same mindset in there. So there's really not a diversity of thought or opinion. You go to San Antonio, it's very funny when, at least in the stand-up scene, how many different, just like there's like hardcore extremist leftists, moderates, super hardcore conservatives, and they all hate each other, but also like begrudgingly like all do the same shit. Like they all do
Yeah.
the same shows. They're all at the same venues and stuff
Definitely
like
feels more like a melting pot
It
than
does.
Yeah.
other cities that I've lived. I mean, that being said, I've lived in Chicago, which is a huge melting pot, but the loudest voices aren't diverse. The loudest voices in San Antonio are a bunch of different people,
Yeah.
that.
in my
Definitely.
opinion.
Like
We
if
don't
you
have-
look at it, you got like, yeah, totally. I'm sorry.
We don't have a very much Asians in the city.
Oh, thank God.
East.
Oh my
Because
God. You know
compared
what?
to-
I was feeling all depressed for a second. And
Compared
then
to
you brought me
Houston,
right back.
I mean,
Can you tell us some other pros? Oh, Jesus Christ.
I like to have some Asians here.
The first
We
girl
got
I
Bub
dated
and
in
we
San
got,
Antonio was
I
Asian,
know.
so I don't know about that. And she took me to really good Chinese restaurants.
We got Regis Velasco.
Regis,
Velasquez.
Yeah, Filipino.
my future father-in-law,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
or my future stepfather.
How
not
many more do
father-in-law,
you need,
stepfather.
bub?
I don't know.
Yeah. What if Regis was taller?
Maybe.
Would that be?
What if he was a baller?
Chakala.
What if he had a bat with a cat and a 6-foot
I don't know.
Impala?
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Go to badfirstimpressions.com. The episode will be up. We'll be here next week. I love you guys. Anything we want to leave us with? Any final thoughts?
Well,
No. All right. It's been a funky dealer.
Nine a winner. Pay the front line, take the don'ts.
all right.
He's coming out again for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. 4-4's the point, mark 4. Ace, deuce, scraps, wants 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 4. Ace, deuce, ace, deuce, scrap, want 4. Scrap, want 4. Who wants the hot 4? 5 wants 4.
Check me out, y'all.
9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. 4 and he made it the hard way. Pay the front line, take the hard. You have a shooter and a good one. Coming out for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rolling point is 9. Place 9. Place 9. 8 shooting for 9. 5 shooting for 9. He's a rolling point is 9. Place 9. 8 shooting for 9. 5 shooting for 9. Who wants to come? 6 to point.
Check me out, y'all.
9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets. Place your bets. Who wants to come? 6 to point. Who wants to come? 6 to point. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
So funky.